All right, here he is.
I think back to like 12 Years a Slave and around there, and maybe even before there, with the rise of OWN and the rise of Netflix, the amount of space that they have, that black and brown creators behind the camera especially, but also in front of the camera, have been given more power to do real authentic work. And now we have, you know, Lena Waithe and Issa Rae and Cheo Coker and all these people who are like creators.
Yeah.
Say nothing of Shonda Rhimes and all these people who have space to, like Quinta Brunson now, who have space to create things that we are like, yes, that speaks to me, Insecure and Abbott. And I think we have more power now in Hollywood and television than we've ever had. And I think you're speaking to that.
And I 100% don't think that I would have even gotten this opportunity if it weren't now. So it's kind of perfect timing, you know?
Do you think one of the things I've been trying to figure out with that rise in power, and some of the folks I've spoken to about this have said it's not a trend. It is a sort of ingrained thing now because there are a number of black and brown people who are in executive roles, not to be able to greenlight films, but to be able to push folks forward. So, and because Netflix and OWN have so much space, that this is going to continue. Do you think that this is going to continue for us?
I hope so. I think so. You know, when I was coming up as an actress, I knew all five of us that were working. And that speaks to also, we were going for the same jobs. There were no jobs. There were no jobs. And now...
Who are we talking about? You? Was it you, Nia Long? Who else is in that little...
And when I say five, I mean a handful. I don't mean five, but you know who it was. But that was you know, and there were... I've been very blessed and fortunate in my career, and I was never had jobs lined up, ever. It was always, this is the first time in my life where I knew, you know, 2 jobs down the line what I was going to do. Never in my 20 years did I ever have jobs lined up. And it just, you know, that spoke to just how few and far between that representation was. And now when I'm casting this movie, they're sending me just pages and pages and pages of black actors. And I'm like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? And I love that I don't know who it is. You know, that means that, oh, they're on this show. They're on that show. And I think streaming is really, you know, the convergence of all those things, plus the fact that streaming, you know, you just need content for that, right? And so it's a good time. And I think, I don't think it's going anywhere.
No, I agree. And it's funny you say that you didn't quite know when or where it was next, because when I look back at your filmography, it seems like you're working all the time. You've done tons of things, and you've done tons of iconic things that like continue to be brought up. But it seems like she's working all the time, and sometimes on voice work that maybe we didn't know, that I didn't know because I wasn't watching those voice shows, those animated shows, but like she's constantly working. But you're like, that's not my experience of it.
No, my experience is like literally like I'll be sitting around for sometimes 6 months to a year and going on auditions, and you know, it still is 25 years. It's, you know, it's 25 years of a career. So listen, I'm not complaining. I know that I am very blessed and very fortunate, and I am so grateful. And yet, you know, being an actor, I think at any level is not for the faint of heart, because it is, no matter where you get to, it's always comparison. It's always judgment. It's always rejection. It's always, you know, it's always something. And yeah.
No, there's definitely a lot of rejection. I'm surprised that you're experiencing a lot of rejection because you've done so many iconic things. I would think folks like, you know, do you want Sanaa or not? You know what she looks like. You know what she can do. Like, why are we talking about it? Do we want her? Is she right or not?
Oh God,
right?
I was so. I mean, for every job there were 20 that I didn't get, and then you learn over time, you learn. For me, I had to, in order to keep going when you're getting rejected so much, you have to kind of have a philosophy about it. And for me, my philosophy was, oh, it wasn't mine. Yeah, I'm allowed to be upset for 48 hours, and then I'm going to get up, dust myself. Otherwise, how am I going to keep going, you know?
Let's talk about, I want to talk about some of the things that you did that are unforgettable. But you talked about some of the hard part of the acting world, but I know you love it. What do you love?
Oh, I love it. I'm
about
not
being an
complaining.
actor?
I'm just saying that I am so happy that there is so much more, you know. And listen, when anybody says they want to be an actor, I said make sure it is truly your passion,
Right.
because the road is you know, it's a tough one.
It's hard. But tell me what you love about being an actor.
Oh my God, I love the actual craft of acting. I feel happiest when I'm inhabiting a role. I love being able to dive into a character's history and their perspective on the world, and it's like you get to live many different lives, you know.
I mean,
And I
when we
feel
give,
like if you're thinking about it in a philosophical way, sometimes roles come to you because not only do you have something to offer them as a human, but they're also offering you something. So, you know, I take from every, you know, role I play. There's some gem that I you wind up taking with you.
when they give you a script, I know
Mhm.
you're going to read it a bunch of times, but how do you take those words and make a real person out of it? What's some of your process?
Well, I have, you know, I've been doing it for so long. I have a huge toolbox, and I always say every character requires different tools within the, you know, within that box. I mean, the first thing I start with is just creating a history. But
Hmm.
I don't want to get into acting class. Like, we could do it. We'll do a seminar another time. We'll do a seminar, an acting seminar. I would love to do that. But you
Okay.
know, it's like, yeah, the
Well,
second.
I mean, I want to talk about acting some. I mean, I want to
Okay.
talk about
Are you an
directing is.
actor?
I am not. I would love to
Would
be
you
an
ever act?
actor. Would I? Yes, I would. So please cast me in your next
Now
thing.
I'm a director, right?
Right?
Exactly.
I'll send you headshots.